Hi everyone, welcome to the Chef Masterclass. Thank you for buying a ticket and coming to watch me give you a demonstration of a wonderful Scottish dish, Balmoral chicken. It's one of my favourites, really simple, but you can make it absolutely delicious. Very simple, chicken, stuffed with haggis, wrapped in bacon. We're going to do some nice sauteed potatoes on the side, and I'll teach you how to do a quick and easy peppercorn sauce. Because the thing is, we want this to be cheap, cheerful, but also really classy, really tasty, and that's what I'm going to show you guys today. So just talk you through the ingredients. Got chicken breast. We'll use one per person, and because I'm only cooking for myself, I'll show you how to do it for one. Got some haggis here. We'll slice that up later. Some bacon to wrap around the chicken. This oil here, rapeseed oil. It's the best oil. If you have, some people use virgin oil, but that burns a bit quick, so we don't want to use that. We've got salt, pepper, classics. Salted butter, well, this is unsalted, but you can use salted as well. We've got double cream. And just what to say about this, we've got this chicken gravy granules. Now, you can use any kind of gravy for this peppercorn sauce, but obviously we've got chicken. I'm thinking chicken will complement the chicken, so it's quite simple like that. We've got 3 potatoes. We're gonna wash them in a minute, and yeah, that's the ingredients. So before we start, make sure you wash your hands. That's an absolute must. So wash the hands first. I've washed my potatoes. So wash my hands, wash the potatoes. Make sure there's no dirt on them and that. And now we're going to put them in a pan. So in terms of pots and pans, you don't need a great deal. You'll need a pan for the potatoes. And we're going to wrap the chicken in tin foil, so whether or not you want to put that on a tray, it shouldn't leak. It'll be really tight, so it wouldn't make a mess in the oven, so that saves a dish. And then we'll need a pan for once the tatties have boiled. We're going to then slice them, we'll put them in a pan, and then we've got the pan for peppercorn sauce. So 3 pans in total, 2 boards. We'll go a red board and a green board. Red obviously for raw meat and green for being the potatoes when we've boiled them. So, as you've just seen, I've just put my potatoes in the pan. Now there's, I wouldn't say a myth, it's not quite as deep as that, but I've been told by people previously that when you have the potatoes, you should put them in cold water. Now we're going for quick, easy, simple. We want it. You come home after a long day, make a nice banging meal, which is quite quickly done. And potatoes, if you have a potato, so I put boiling water straight in from the kettle. People say you should have cold water and then let it bring up to the boil. If you had the potato which had been in boiling water, potato which had been cooked from start, cold water, you wouldn't notice the difference. So yeah, I've got mine boiling away just now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have those potatoes in for 20 minutes, no more than 20 minutes, because we don't want them fully cooked, and you'll see why in a minute. So wash your hands again. Once you've washed your hands, we're going to get the chicken. So using one breast, so we're going to put the chicken in. Put it nice wee breast there. We're going to rip. They come with a fillet. A lot of breasts do. So we're going to take off the fillet, lay it flat like this. So we've got the chicken flat, right? So we're going to put it this way. What we want to do is we want to get a wee slit just along the side, and I'll show you it. Just along here, we want to get a slit in there. So as you can see, we're just going to go sort of in here. You just want to go a wee bit in the breast. So you get your knife, right, and you just want to slowly kind of creep your way in. So we're just going to cut on the side. If you've got a smaller knife, well, generally just with the knife you're wanting to go at the end. So as you can see, I'm going down there. We're just creating a little slit, not too deep. You don't want to go too far. And if you're worried about going too far or anything, just go slow, just go slow. So we want to almost like a butterfly, but we're not. So we're not. So it's like a butterfly, but we're not going that far. Just a wee bit, so it sort of tucks in. So you see it goes full, but we want it to tuck in, because you want it to be tight. So when we put the haggis in there now, we want it to be tight. So that's done. Now we're going to move on to the haggis. So I've got McSween haggis. You can use any haggis you like, totally your preference. But we want to get a wee slice of this. You can, depends how hungry you are, you can have a big slice, but we want it small, just so it goes into the chicken, fits quite nicely. So you want to use a yellow board for this, because haggis is actually pre-cooked, but because it's got oats and things like that, so it's pre-cooked. Yeah. So like I said, haggis is pre-cooked, so I've got a yellow board here, yellow for cooked meats. So just want to create a wee slit. We just want to open the packet really. So we got that open up, and I'll show you. So you can use any haggis you like, no problem at all. So got the haggis here, just want a wee slice. So just gonna go like this, just cut the haggis. I'm just going any size, not too big, but we're kind of going that sort of width, nothing too large, so we can get it in the chicken. Yep. So now we're back, haggis and the chicken. So that sounds like a book, haggis and the chicken. Anyway, so get the haggis. Now I can't get mine in here. It's just you know, too big. It's not going to fit. So we want to break it in half. Right, we'll just break it like this, and we'll put a side at the top. So we're just tucking it in, as you can see. We're just tucking it in. Right. So now you can't see the haggis. See? So we're just pulling it over. It's like you're going to bed. You're just pulling the covers over. So we get the rest of the haggis in. We just pull it. So as you can see, I've not done anything too major here. Got the haggis. See? Put it in there. We're just closing it like that. So we aren't finished here yet. So now we've got bacon. Any bacon you like is going to work here. You can't go wrong with this. So I picked smoked back bacon. I love smoked bacon. I also think the smokiness gives it a wee bit of a twist to, you know, a more the normal Balmoral would be, you know, on the smoked bacon, but this gives it a wee twist. So chicken breast here. So we've got the fat here. Take it off if you don't want it. That's totally your choice. But we're gonna wrap the thick bit. So this bit is gonna go over here. So over where the haggis is sitting. So it has no way of getting out. So as you can see, it's wrapped like that. And then this bit, you just wrap it around really. Just get it around like that. Now we're gonna go with 2 slices. Feeling a bit peckish. So we'll tuck this in like that. And there we go. Wrapped up and ready. On to the next job. So, got my chicken, got the tin foil. Now we need the butter. So, wee bit of butter. Now, this gives it just, I think, a really good flavour. It keeps it sort of nice and moist as well, because chicken can be difficult, it can lose its moisture. If you overcook it, of course we're not going to overcook it, but just a tip for you, you know, wee bit of butter. Well, I like my butter, so we're going to put this much. Honestly, put as much as you like, and we're just going to sit it on the top. Now you can get butter and you can melt it and you can brush it on, but we're trying to save dishes and everything, because, you know, well, me and you have got to do the cleaning at the end of the day, so, you know, your oven should be on already. You can put it into 160. I've got gas mark 5, so if you're gas, just put it to 1.5 or degrees 160. So we're going to wrap this up, get it nice and tight, bring it all in pretty much. So there we go. So we know it's at the bottom. That's the bottom of the chicken. The top butter's here. Butter's going to melt down and go through. So now stick this in the oven. So there you go, mine's in the oven, getting ready. We'll see it in about 20 minutes. So now the potatoes boiling, chicken's cooked with the bacon and the haggis. So we need a sauce. So you can go with a whiskey sauce, is a very common one for the Balmoral chicken. We're going with a peppercorn sauce. And I'm going to show you how to do it quick. So you can have a big pan and have different peppercorns and everything, but sometimes you just want it quick. You just want to get there and you just want to get what is a really nice sauce, but in such quick time. And I've made this sauce for a lot of family meals and things like that, and it's been a fan favourite, so you can't go wrong with it really. So I've got a wee pan just for the wee sauce. You can actually use a jug, but I think it looks a bit better if we get it here. So nice and easy, the gravy granules go in. We've got a kettle here, we're just going to pour this in. So you see that. Now we just need to get a whisk to it. So I've got a whisk. You can see that's just too thick. So luckily for us, I've got the kettle boiled. So we're just gonna add a bit more water, and we're just gonna keep whisking until it gets to a nicer consistency. So I've added some water to mine. We've got it to quite a nice consistency. You want it to be, you know, so it's able to pour a wee bit, you know, but still has that thickness. You don't want it to be too thin. So now going with double cream. So this is one of the key parts to the sauce. So we're gonna add a wee bit of cream here, just a wee bit. So that's not even, you know, that's not even a third of the tin here. So I've done that. So now we've got it a nice sort of creamy look. It's got that. It's quite tasty. It's got cream in it now. So we need the black pepper. So black pepper, get some of that in there. And once you've done that, that's your sauce done, and it's absolutely delicious. And there you go, 2-second job, we're done, the sauce is done, potatoes are on, and the chicken's in the oven. So the potatoes are on, the chicken's on, the sauce is on. Now we're getting to the time where we need to take the potatoes out soon. So if you're wondering, how do you know when the potatoes are ready to take out? What you want to do is just get a knife, just a wee knife, put it in the top of the potato. And when you lift the knife up, and I'll show you in a minute, when you lift the knife up, if the tie slides off, then it's ready. If it stays onto the knife, it's not ready. So my potatoes are here, we're gonna get this knife. What you do is you just poke it in the top. Now, you think, oh, it slid off, but I can feel that's not ready. And as you go in there, just a little bit, get it in, that's not coming off. So because it's not sliding off as soon as I put the knife in it, we know it's not ready yet. So just give it a couple more minutes and do the same thing again. Put the knife in, and if it slides off, we know it's ready. But if it's, you know, on a bit, it's slowly coming off, it's not ready. So just give it time. So we're at a point here, ties are on, sauce is on, chicken's on. So we've checked the potatoes, we know they're not ready. So we've got a bit of time to kill, a couple minutes. So I'll just talk you through some things. With the chicken, we cook that for 20 minutes, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take it out, have a look, see how it's doing. Then we're going to take it out of the foil. Well, we'll keep it in the foil, but we open it up, right? So we open it up, and we're going to put that chicken with the bacon and the haggis back in there. Turn up the oven a little bit, and we want it to get that crispiness in the top. So that's what we're going to do next. Well, later on with the chicken. Now, sauteed potatoes is when you have the potatoes, you boil them, you take them out, and we're going to slice them up. Salt, pepper, you can use oil if you're being healthy, or you know, I've got no belly on me, so I'm going to chuck in the butter with this one. But it's just slice the ties up, we'll get it in a hot pan with some salt, pepper and some butter. What you can do is actually add onions to it, but we're not doing that today. We're just going to keep it, you know, quite simple. But you can add onions, you can dice your onions. So when the potatoes are boiling, if you were adding onions, you would take the potatoes out and cook your onions in the frying pan, and then slice the potatoes and chuck them in. So once the onions are cooked, you add the almost cooked potatoes, and then you're basically frying them in oil and that. So it gets you want it to be crispy on both sides. So I've got my ties now, I've drained them in this, so that's that done. So we've got the potatoes. You might be wondering why one of them's grown so much. It's because I dropped it on the floor, so I swapped the potatoes out. So I'll show you what we do next. So we've got our potatoes. If you've just drained them, they might be a bit hot for you, so you can put them in cold water, or you could leave them out for a bit. I have chef hands, so you know, I'm used to this sort of thing. But so Potatoes cooked, well most are cooked, we got it on the board. Get your knife and we just want to cut it a bit, so like so. You can see just not too thin, not too thick, sort of medium size. We're just slicing it in. Just like this. See? Not too big, not too little. Just, oops. Just cut them like that. Okay, I cut them like that. Don't drop any in the floor like I did. I'm just going to do the same with the two other potatoes. I'm just going to do the same thing. Slice it. Nice and easy, no problems. Take as much time as you want. And again, if they're hot, put them in cold water, or just leave them out for a bit. They'll cool down. You want saucepan? We're going to put the butter in there, and then we're going to get it melted. Of course, you can use oil. Butter does actually burn if you have it too hot, so we don't want it. We want it sort of medium, not too hot. That's how I've got it on. Got ties here, so we're just going to add that to the butter. So the potatoes are in the pan. You just want to let it cook like that for 2 minutes on one side. But what we're going to do is we're going to add some salt and pepper. So the salt and pepper's added. I just added a couple of pinches of each, and I'll spread it around. And yes, we got that. That'll cook for 2 minutes on one side, and then we'll have a look and we'll flip it over. And the wonderful thing about sauteed potatoes is you can add Cajun, paprika, some thyme, oregano, and it really gives them an intense flavour. It makes it takes it somewhere else. But for this dish, we want it salt, pepper, butter, and oil, and that's it. So as you can see, the patty's getting a wee bit brown. So I'll flip them after 2 minutes. They're getting a wee bit brown. So we'll do the other side for 2 minutes, and then we'll flip them back over. So this has been going for about 4 minutes each side. It's got a really nice colour. Looks really good. I've just added a bit more salt and pepper. You want to add salt and pepper both sides. So about 4 minutes each side, and we're just about done. Just about to stick the sauce, get that heated up, and then we're going to take the chicken out. So that looks nice and easy. You can see the crispiness. It's going to have a nice crunch to it. So turn the heat on. We'll put it here. And then we've got the sauce heating up, so we're just about to plate it up. So I've just taken the bacon out, got the chicken. Could do longer, it's really a preference thing. So I'm gonna leave it. I think it looks nice, it's gonna be nice and tasty. But a question I'm often asked is, how do you know when the chicken's cooked? And I'm gonna show you. So, if you have a probe to know when stuff like the chicken is cooked. By the way, we've got the juices here. We're not going to chuck them out. We're just going to move them to the side here, just like the way. So we've got the chicken here. Now, if you have a probe, what you do is you get the probe and you stick it in, and it should say 75 and above. That is when the chicken's cooked. So 75 is when the chicken's cooked. So, but if you don't have that, obviously a lot of people don't. It's common. We're going to cut it open. Right, just going to half it here. And you can see it's lovely, juicy, it's cooked nicely. You just see the chicken is white, so you want it to be all white. You don't want to see any pink. And yeah, that looks absolutely splendid. See the juices coming out of it, smashing, and that's what you want. So chicken's cooked, soy potatoes are done, and the peppercorn sauce is done. So time to plate up. And there we have it. This is really simple Balmoral chicken. You can have some veg here if you want it, but I'm just showing you really easy, lovely potatoes, lovely sauce on the top. You can see the haggis, the bacon, the chicken. Absolutely tasty. And yeah, nice and easy, so quickly done. Smashing. See, as I say, you can add any veg, give that a wee bit of colour, but that is, honestly, it's so tasty. You can add anything you want to it, any form of veg. As I say, with the potatoes in the pan, you can add so many spices. So when you learn how to make that, the potatoes and the sauce, and there's you can use it in so many dishes and so many beef, and I often use those potatoes with a steak. I put some paprika in there because it goes well, but yeah, lovely dish, fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'm sure you made it better than mine. So thanks for watching.